Here we go. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, awesome. Hello, welcome. I'm Jenny Townsend, owner of Music Compound. This is the Lunch and Learn series. This week it's all about inspiration. I'm here with Brandon Wilson, one of our students. He has an inspiring story. I'm so excited to share this with you. So we're going to be talking about music production, college, how he's collaborating, his inspirational story, and more. So thanks for tuning in. Thank you for joining me.
Oh yeah, no problem.
I'm excited to be here with you.
Yeah, me too.
I'm excited to share your story as well.
Thank you.
Anyways, your name's Brandon, as we all know. You
Yes.
go to Lakewood Ranch High School, and you are
I'm 17.
17 years old. And you have so much swag for 17.
Thank you.
I have to tell you, I'm very excited that you're here and excited to share the story. So let's start with what inspired you to pick up an instrument. What was the first instrument? And I want the real story.
The real story? Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I'll start all the way from the beginning.
Okay.
So, ever since I was little, I want to say ever since I was born, just always been obsessed with girls, right? And so, I've always wanted to like impress girls, and I like see on TV like Justin Bieber playing guitar. I'm like, I wanna get girls like him, because all the girls in elementary school would always go crazy. So I was like, I asked my parents for a guitar, and they got me one, like a little practice guitar.
Okay.
And so I started like playing chords, but I was never like disciplined enough to get into it.
Okay.
And then I remember 5th grade came around, my parents made me get in the band. I didn't really want to, but then I kind of got a little excited because I had like all these instruments to choose from.
Okay.
So then
What were those instruments?
Okay, so I was stuck between 5 instruments. It was percussion, trombone, because my mom played trombone.
Okay.
A trumpet, saxophone, and flute. Right?
Okay.
Just maybe because there were some other guys who did flute too.
Okay.
And so I was like, I don't really know what to do because I was kind of everywhere.
Right.
And I remember my mom came up to me. She was like, "The saxophone's the sexiest instrument." And I just instantly, I'm like, "Okay, saxophone. That's it." And
That's what I want. Okay.
And so when I started, my parents had me do piano too.
All right.
I had like private piano lessons and private saxophone lessons.
Okay.
And I did that for a few years in Kansas City because that's where I'm from. And that's when I started music production.
Okay.
I started that in the 7th grade in the summer.
Okay.
We got this MacBook and it had GarageBand on it, and I've always I just messed with samples and put them together and stuff. It felt really cool. I kind of felt like Kanye a little bit.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So is Kanye one of your inspirations?
You could say so, yeah.
Okay, so you want to be like Kanye or some of those other
Something like
guys.
that, yeah.
Okay. So it started, you got guitar, then you got into band,
Oh, yeah.
and then your parents encouraged you to play keyboard. Were you open to keyboard, or you were kind of hesitant about?
See, I didn't really want to play piano at first. I wanted to go
Okay.
straight to guitar. I want to go straight for the ladies, you know what I
Okay.
mean? But my parents were like, you're going to start guitar in high school. We're going to get you on piano first so it can be so much easier.
Right.
And I was kind of mad at that point, but like, I'm so glad they started me on piano because I like piano so much more than guitar now.
Right, and it had all the cool sounds, which then translated into GarageBand and all of those
to
music production.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So you're probably thanking your parents now for getting you into piano.
Yeah, they're like, you're gonna thank me later. And thank you.
I will tell you right now, my parents always said that too, and you know, late 20s, early 30s is when I finally started saying thank you to my parents, and they were right.
Mhm.
So listen to your parents for sure. So okay, so then you moved from Kansas City here to Sarasota, Florida,
Oh, yeah.
and you started taking lessons at Music Compound with Denise. So you guys, tell me what you guys were working on originally.
So when we started, we just worked on my piano development. We worked on just everything, filling in like all the patches that I didn't really learn in Kansas.
Okay.
And then she found out that I could sing. And then that's when you guys had me perform all the time, and then we just worked on chords all the time. And I was just like doing chords so fast now, and that really helped implement everything into music production.
Okay.
So by that time I wasn't doing any samples when I made music. It was just all original, all came from the piano, and I was just plugging in different sounds on the piano into the computer, just making music.
That's awesome. So these sounds that are coming to you, you're just like playing all these things. Like, talk to me about how you developed what was going to sound good.
Okay, so at first when I had GarageBand, I just found samples, and they're all in the same key.
Okay.
So it was easy. So I was just like pairing each one together, and I edited them myself. I called myself like King Dubs in 8th grade. It was funny.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That should be your hashtag.
Oh no.
Or that should be your business.
My business. Well, now my name now is gonna be Wilson B.
Wilson B.
Yeah.
Okay, I
like
love
that
it.
so much better.
I love
Yeah.
it. So you're in 8th grade and you're creating some original music
Oh, yeah.
with some of your friends or something, is what you were telling me
Yeah.
earlier. So
Oh,
talk to me about how did you guys come together? What are these songs about?
Yeah,
Who's
so
doing what?
So in 8th grade, I told everybody after I made this song called The King in 8th grade.
Okay.
And I showed it to the whole school. We had like 150 kids in our class. So it's pretty small, so it got around really quick.
So you're doing, is it a talent show or you created a video? Like, how are you getting this out to the public in 8th grade?
I just had the song in my phone. I just went around class just showing everybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they're listening to it.
Oh, yeah. And
they're bobbing their heads.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, you're the king. Okay.
Yeah. And some of them were like really excited. They're like, whoa, I want to be a rapper too. Because, you know, like, you want to be like some of your role models, you know, like Drake, or you're like really little. So they came in my house like every weekend, and we'd always just make music and just write. And it was so much fun. And I just like, at one point I just sat there, I was like, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. Like, this was a great feeling. Like, that's when
amazing.
I really
so
had
you
that
knew in 8th grade that you wanted to
do
do music production and how you wanted to pursue that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so 8th grade, you developed this passion for music production. You continue with the piano.
Oh, yeah, I did.
And then how are you getting exposed to music production? Like, who's training you? Who are you working with? Like, I mean, are you just teaching yourself?
So in 8th grade, I taught myself.
Okay.
9th grade, I also taught myself. But I watched a lot of YouTube videos, like way too many YouTube videos.
Okay.
But I mean, I don't think you can say there's enough. You can
so
have enough.
Let's share with our viewers. What are some of those top people that you were watching, that you were learning from? Do you recall who you were watching on YouTube?
Well, it wasn't more like who. It was more like what topics.
Okay.
I was on like mixing, and then there's mixing certain instruments. There's mixing your voice. There's mixing all different kinds of things. Because that's really what music production is. You just mix things together. Then there's creating, and then there's other things like that.
Got it. Okay,
Yeah.
so you're doing all these programs. You were started on GarageBand, but are you doing everything still on GarageBand, or what programs are you working on now?
Okay, so after freshman year in high school, my parents got me Logic Pro on the computer, and that really just exploded. Everything just exploded. Like, I had, because there's like, I felt like there was like, how do you say this? There's just, I can do anything.
Okay.
In Logic. Like, you can put like compressions on everything. You can like equalize everything. You can do everything in Logic. And it was just like so great compared to GarageBand.
Right.
I was just so excited.
Because that's professional.
Oh yeah, it's
That's what
professional.
we have here.
Yeah.
I was just in a lesson yesterday learning about equalizers and extending things and compressing things and changing the voice or making it to where all sounds equal.
Oh yeah,
because a lot of the high pitches. So I was learning a little bit about that yesterday.
That's cool.
So you're using Logic Pro.
Yeah.
Okay, because there's Pro Tools, Logic
There's Pro
Pro.
Tools. Yeah, there's so many.
So many different programs. Okay, and you were training yourself on that, or you were training with somebody in a studio?
So at first I started training myself, but of course I watched YouTube videos. And then I hit up this one producer named EJ Porter.
Okay.
And he has his own studio in Sarasota called
Drummer Boy.
Yes,
Drummer Boy Studios.
Yeah.
Kudos to you.
Yeah.
All right, so you're working with him at the studio interning?
I was interning. Yeah, I was just watching him in studio sessions, and it was like really cool, just sitting back and just taking everything in.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're watching him basically tell people what to do, work the board, direct them, lead them.
Oh yeah.
Now, did you see things from start to finish?
You could say that, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw things like people coming in, they already have their lyrics. One time I saw like him make a beat before somebody came in,
Okay.
and then they just record on top of that beat, and then he gives them like tips and tricks how to like get better and how to make that song sound good.
Right.
So yeah, basically start to finish.
Got it. Now, and you create beats
Yes,
as well. So talk to me about the beats that you create, the range of beats,
Okay.
the type of
Yeah.
music, the different genres. Because I know we're going to talk a little bit about how you want to have your own producing company,
Own studio,
music production company. So talk to me about these beats and how you create them.
All right, so how I create them is, it's kind of funny because like it just comes to me, and then I'm like, it's just like an idea, and I just like feel it. I don't want to say I feel it, like I see it in my head,
Okay.
and then I just like try to make it as close as I can. And I started that like a year ago. It all started like coming together perfectly. I remember like February 2019. Like I just remember like
Around Valentine's Day, there must have been a woman in your life that was inspiring all this music because you're into the ladies.
Sadly, there wasn't at the time.
Oh,
but,
okay.
yeah.
All right, so you were inspired last February, and when you say they come to you, are you hearing a different sound? Are you hearing a beat? Are you tapping your leg?
I just hear
how does it come to you? I need to
I
understand.
hear like a whole beat in my head.
Okay.
And then I try to like implement that, and sometimes I stay up to like 3 in the morning doing that. Like I can't sleep until I like
and when
put
you're
everything in
implementing
there.
that, you're implementing that on the keyboard.
On the keyboard, and I plug that into my computer, and there's so many sounds on my computer.
Okay.
So yeah.
So all of the piano training that you were getting,
Mhm.
and all of the theory, and all of
Oh yeah,
that,
all that.
improvisation,
All that
all
helps
goes
so
into
much
that.
for creating, and that creating also helps me with my music too. It's kind of like practicing, because I do so many runs and so many chords. Because I create like from R&B beats, hip hop beats. I do soul beats. I do pop beats. I do a lot of things. Not to the point where I can just like someone comes in the studio and they have all these lyrics to tell me, and they're like, all right, I want this kind of beat, and I can just make it on the spot. Like I've been doing this for a while.
That's amazing. I'm so proud of you. It's so
Thank you.
inspirational as well, just to see your journey
Mhm.
as well. So, all right. So tell me this when you say people come into the studio. What studio are they coming into?
So
Share
the studio
this with me.
is my room at my house. Well,
Okay.
with my parents, because I'm a high schooler.
Right.
And so it's just two big speakers, and then the keyboard just like this plugged into the computer, and we just run everything like that. And it's like I basically have everything I need right there.
Everything that you need,
Oh,
right
yeah.
there in your room.
Oh yeah, and we have a mic too.
And you have a
the
microphone.
bass, yeah.
And these people that are coming into the studio, I mean,
It's just my friends in high school and some of my friends, because I ran track in the past 2 years.
right.
I met some friends and they're into music too, like they're rapping and stuff. So then sometimes they come over and we make songs.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, are they going out to the community and performing these songs?
Sadly they're not.
They're not. Why not?
I don't know. Maybe
Wow.
I think you guys could like really help them with that too.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
love to help them with that. And we have our stage as well. So you guys can, once you guys get an EP, or once you guys get a song, or if you guys want to do a mini concert
Oh yeah.
to promote your brand
Oh, that'd
and
be
the
perfect.
EPs and all your SoundCloud stuff, which I want to talk about in a minute, definitely consider our stage as
Okay.
well. So earlier you were telling me that you want to have your own company.
Oh yeah, I want to have my
So
own.
let's talk about this company.
Okay, so I've always loved making music, but I've always noticed like musicians don't really get paid that well.
Mhm.
But people really have like real talents for music, and they really want to do it for the rest of their lives. But sometimes money can get in the way with it.
Right.
So like I feel like if I make like my own record label, and if I find so many ways for musicians to get paid, not just artists or rappers and singers, but also just like someone playing the piano, someone as a trumpetist, just like all these kind of musicians, I can find them different ways to get paid, then they really wouldn't have to worry about money
Right.
and just have a great fun life.
I love that, and you sound very passionate about it. It's
Thank you.
amazing. It reminds me of my story of Music Compound.
Oh, yeah?
Obviously, I'm not a musician, and I was working at a restaurant with a lot of musicians that wanted to connect and wanted to jam
really?
and wanted to just do music when they weren't working, and there wasn't a place for them to go. So I thought about having a warehouse,
Yeah.
and I quickly realized that they don't have money to rent the warehouse from me. So that's when I developed a business plan to have an after-school activities or after-school program to fund a place where musicians could come at a reasonable price and jam together, but not even that, where they could work
Mhm.
and teach music and do what they love and make a good living out
That's
of
a
it.
great idea.
So, I think at the end of the day, music is amazing. It's healing. Everybody wants to do
Oh, yeah.
it. But you're right, a lot of musicians are not paid what they're worth. But there is a lot of opportunity out there.
Yeah, there is.
Even if, I started talking to some of our teachers when they first started, they just wanted a gig.
Mhm.
And it was like, I'm gonna gig or I'm gonna do this concert. I'm like, the concert is recurring revenue. That concert here is gonna be here every month if you work here.
Yeah.
That gig is not always guaranteed.
Mhm.
So, it's finding that balance of doing what you love and working and making a good living
Mhm.
so that you can gig on the side
Oh, yeah.
for fun and not have to do it for the money too. And coaching and talking to musicians, sometimes it's really, really hard because all they want to do is just play music.
Yeah, exactly.
But finding where, and the right avenue where it does pay you is hard. So that's amazing that you want to source them and provide an opportunity
Oh, yeah.
for them. So, I was working with Aaron, because I'm doing a podcast, so we were working on the music. He pre-played the guitar, and he did the drums, and he
Oh, yeah.
recorded it all, and then he even did the bass as well.
Oh, really?
And then he put it all together for my recording.
Oh,
And
that's
then I
cool.
can speed it up and things like that. So is that similar to what you're wanting to do for these musicians?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Mhm.
And how are you sourcing these musicians?
How I could source the musicians, through other people.
Okay.
Obviously, I'm gonna have a website, and I'm everywhere on social media. You can just look up Wilson B official, just
Okay.
everywhere.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay. So, all right. So, obviously, you're super inspired. You're
Yeah.
super passionate about it. I love the direction. Obviously, you're a musician and you're passionate in music, but you also have a passion for music or for business.
For business, yes.
And when we talked about a year ago, you wanted to go to business school, and so let's talk about the business side of things and where you want to go, and what you want to do, and how you're going to get there.
All right, so for college, I want to go to a college that's not just great for music, but also good in business, because I learned that 90% of the music game is business and 10% is music, and because you really got to make a living off of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely. And a lot of musicians don't necessarily know how to do that. Most of them don't even know how to market themselves. Once they get booked for a gig, they don't go and market to get more people there so they can get booked all the time and build the name. Now, some of them do a really great job, but there's a couple musicians in town that are great at marketing themselves, and some of them are not so much.
Okay.
So you want to do the business side of things because you want to promote and market the artist.
Oh, yeah.
And then do you want to teach them how to do it so that they can be sustainable on their own?
Yeah, I would definitely do that, help them with that too. Because I would also, because I'm an artist too, I sing and I rap a little bit, but it's mainly singing. And just everything I learn, I just help myself with it too, and I help other people also.
Right, right. Okay, so obviously you want to do this music production and have your own studio. You talk about how you have your home studio and you're going to possibly have your own, right? Hopefully, yes.
Oh, yeah,
you are going to. Tell me what you're going to be doing to get there.
To get there?
Like, what are the camps? What are the training?
Okay. And
college?
So in the summer, I'm taking 3 college camps.
Okay.
I'm going to be in Berkeley for a weekend.
Okay.
And that'll be just music production, and we'll just learn different ways how to like professionally produce music and just different things that we never learned before.
Okay.
Just like kind of like a college course, but for a weekend.
Right. You're going to actually get training, not on YouTube.
Not on YouTube, yeah. And then I'm going to Yale for a week, and that's going to be like an entrepreneur business thing. And that's really, I feel like that's really going to help me like with marketing, just being an entrepreneur, and finding different ways to make income with music, since I really want to do this in the future.
Right, it's going to be your career.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And then you're going to USF.
Yeah, USF too. For a week, it's a leadership one.
Right.
And that just teaches me how to be a leader, how to be not just a boss, but also a leader, and help everybody make a team, make a brand for myself, things like that.
Yeah, teamwork makes the dream work. I know that, let me tell you. Music Compound, we have a great team, but when I first started, I could not find people that wanted to be on the team, that wanted to row in the same boat, that understood the mission and the vision. You know, It was like everybody out for themselves, and I was like, no, I'm doing this for you. Like, I'm not doing it to get rich. I'm wanting to provide an opportunity to educate people, to give a place for musicians to actually make a great living and do what they love.
That's awesome.
But it definitely takes a lot of leadership skills. It takes a lot of patience, and starting your own company is very risky.
Yeah.
So, you know, you risk a lot. You lose friends, you lose family members, and then you have everybody thinking you're making big bucks when you're like eating ramen noodles, and they have no clue.
Wow.
You know.
Yeah.
So that's great that you're going to the leadership. I grew up doing 4-H. That's where I learned a lot of my leadership skills, which was a great experience.
Oh, yeah?
So I think that's fantastic that you had that opportunity, and your parents are just so amazing.
Oh, they're so amazing, yeah.
Like, your parents were similar to my parents. They gave me the best childhood, they invested in me so that I could have a bright future. So make sure you say thank you to them.
Thank you.
So I wanted to touch base too, because I know that you're wanting to develop your own business. So talk to me. Are you thinking about branding? Are you talking about what your logo is going to look like, what your vision is? Like,
yeah,
I mean, obviously you have some swag. I know that Kanye is an inspiration, but what's your image?
Okay, so I already have my name, Wilson B.
Okay.
And so I don't really have a logo yet. Like, I have my own autograph. I figured that out.
Okay.
And
can I get your autograph before you leave today?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
And so my future, my plan, my goals are, after college, I really want to be an artist, but I also want to produce people, again, own my own company, on my own record label, and just helping out musicians. And I really want to just really help the whole music industry so people can make a living off their music.
That's amazing. You're going to be famous. Tell me what your goal is again. You want to be in the top 10 of what?
Top 10 of the Billboard.
Awesome. So we're going to be watching you on the Billboard Award show one day. Can't wait.
Definitely.
This is going to be really exciting. Okay, so let's talk about some of the collaboration, some of the original music. Like, I know that obviously you're producing your own stuff, but
Yes.
Where is it? What is it about?
Okay, so me and my friend Isaiah, we just made a song a few weeks ago called My Truth. It's on SoundCloud. You guys can stream it on SoundCloud. It's called ZAE, My Truth, ZAE, My Truth, featuring me, Wilson. And so what it is we just made a song, came in the studio. He already had a beat. I had like beats from the shoes, but he already had a beat.
Okay.
And so we just wrote to the song. He already had lyrics to it. So I helped him like harmonize and things. And one of my favorite, I loved writing that song because one of my favorite parts of writing that song was, and helping him put it all together, was I was helping him with like harmonies and things to make the song sound more full, sound like a real song. And he noticed. He was like, "Whoa, you can sing." He's like, "I definitely want you to feature in this song." So that just like really like got me going. And so I had a verse in the song, and one of my favorite parts in the whole song is when I had the beat. I had the beat like slow down and stop, and I had I had myself like solo, and I had like my own choir for my own voices come in, and then like the beat sped up and it like continued. It was like really cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
So is that something you're going to perform in the future?
Oh, definitely.
Okay. And now it's on SoundCloud. So from there, I mean, does someone pick that up and want to put it on the radio, or what happens after you upload it to SoundCloud?
That now it's about connections. Now it's about people pick it up, put it on the radio, but also you need the business side of it too. You know, like copyright. You need like copyright.
The legal side of it. So you're learning about the legal side then.
Yes.
Wow, that sounds like a lot. That sounds scary. So do you have you get an attorney to do that?
Well, my parents, they're lawyers, and my mom went to. My mom said she went to a college course for that, for music business. So yeah.
You've got it all going on. I love it.
It's crazy.
All right. So you've got this great collaboration going on. You are now, this guy knows that you can sing. So are you going to be on future tracks of his, and are you going to be able to sell yourself?
Oh, definitely. I'm really like with people I'm working with, some of them, like a lot of them are saying like, I really want you to feature in this song we're making together. And also I'm making my own songs and things like that.
Okay, got it. And then, so when you say you're featuring your songs, and are you coming up with like a price sheet for yourself? And how do you identify like what to charge?
What to charge? Well, I've noticed how like producers around, all these professional producers, they charge like $40. They like things like that, because you know, like they have like expensive equipment. You know, they're making a living from it. But I'm just like, I'm a high school student, so I'm gonna do like, I was thinking maybe like $10 to $20 an hour.
Don't sell yourself short though, just because you're a high school student, because you're super talented and your voice is amazing.
Thank you.
And you're amazing on the keyboard. So don't let the age deter how much you charge.
Okay. Got it.
Got it? Cool. All right, so you're going to come up with a price. So it sounds like you have a lot going on for 17 years old. This is amazing. I'm so inspired. I think the journey is awesome. So let's talk about if you could go back to 10 years old.
Okay.
Or if you think about some of the students or the people watching today that are maybe 10 years old, what would you tell them?
What I'd tell my 10-year-old self and everybody else, I'd say, just develop as many skills as you want, especially if you're in music. Just like keep grinding. Of course, have fun, because you know you're a kid, you gotta play. But like just keep developing all these skills, because you don't really know you're gonna go yet. And maybe you're gonna be like a musician. Maybe you're gonna be like a celebrity one day. Like all these skills and talents you're getting right now really help you for the long term, really help your future.
Right. And listen to your parents when they want you to play piano, because his parents told him to play piano, and then it geared him and inspired him to do music production, and now he's gonna have, I mean, you have a career path, and so many people, I know a lot of friends that still at 30 and 40 years old don't know what they want to do. You know, so it's amazing at your age that you know your path. All right, so that's the 10-year-old. All right, let's talk about high school, since you're in high school. I've noticed a lot of our high school students are shy, or they're afraid to share their lyrics, or afraid to express themselves, and they're afraid of being judged, or what they're going to say, or how people are going to feel. And I know you've wrote a lot of original music, and you have a great sense of confidence as well. But let's talk to those high school students. I mean, if you could inspire them or give them any advice on just getting out there and doing it, what would you say to them?
I would say just don't really care about what other people think. Like at the end of the day, it's your life. Like you're here for a reason. Like you have a purpose in your life, and I feel like you can't really other people can't really like tell you what to do. Like it's your life, but like you can't let other people put you down and things like that.
Or discourage you from following your dreams.
From following your dreams. Like if somebody says you're bad, you gotta prove them wrong. You can't just be like, oh, I'm bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, you gotta prove them wrong.
Exactly.
I will tell you, I had so many naysayers when I started this business. Literally, my family and other friends said, stop talking about it. It's not going to happen. I was like,
and look at you now, like
small business year of the award, you know, the whole nine. And now we're expanding and doing great things. So keep going. Don't let people discourage you, because you are a winner. All right, so fast forward. Think of Brandon Wilson B, 25 years old.
25.
Where are we going to see you?
I want to see myself Billboard Top 10.
All right.
Winning the Grammy.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm going to get your autograph before you leave,
Definitely.
for sure. Awesome, and you're going to have your own recording studio.
Yes, of course.
All right, so we'll have to partner up and send some people there once we get that going.
Right.
Or if you even wanted to do something with us in the future too.
Oh, I definitely
in
would.
the neck of the woods. So, all right, so I think you're absolutely amazing for 17 years old, for you to have your head on straight, to know where you're going. You're so focused. You're really, really embracing your parents' leadership and the music as well. Like, I just feel like it's just amazing how you've embraced it and how you're growing. So let's tell our viewers and our followers, where can they find you?
Where can you find me? You can find me on Facebook, Instagram. You can find me on Twitter, SoundCloud, YouTube. Just type in Wilson Be Official and I'll be there.
That's amazing. All right, anything else that you want to share?
I'm pretty sure that's good.
That's good?
It. Yeah.
All right. Well, you are a total rock star, and thank you for being here with us. Thank you for being one of our members and sharing your
problem.
story. I think it's people like you that are really going to help those individuals somewhere in their room watching this actually start writing and start creating beats and actually take piano lessons or play with the guitar or just do something, because so many people want to do it, but they're either afraid or they don't have the means to do it. And sometimes they just need someone like you to inspire them. So thank you for being that inspiration today. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for inviting me here.
Of course, you're welcome. So, well, thank you for tuning in to the Lunch and Learn series. Once again, Brandon Wilson here on our inspirational segment. Join us every Wednesday for the Lunch and Learn series. We hope your day rocks. Once again, I'm Jenny Townsend with Music Compound.